सोनों का कंटेंट, there is one who knows more than the Lord himself. No one is more spiritual or more mature yogi than he. He is therefore the master of the Vedas, and hear about him always the actual pleasure to senses. Mataji, is it better now?
Better,
Yes,
but
Mataji.
couple
Yes,
of words
Mataji.
you are breaking.
Purport by His Divine Grace Prabhupada. In Bhagavad Gita, it stated that no one can be equal to than Supreme Personality of God. Found in the Vedas also. Eko Bahunam Yo Vidhadati Kaman. He is the supreme living entity, applying the necessities of all other living entities. Thus, all other living entities, both Vishnu Tattva and Jiva Tattva, are subordinate to the supreme personality of Godhead Krishna. The concept is confirmed here. Nahi asam manaha pumsam. Amongst the living entities, surpass supreme person, because one is richer, more famous, stronger, more beautiful, wiser, or more renowned than he. These reasons make him the supreme Godhead, the cause of all causes. Yogis are very proud of performing wonderful feats, but no one can compare the supreme personality of Godhead. Anyone who is associated with the Supreme Lord is accepted as a first-class yogi. Devotees cannot be as powerful as the Supreme Lord. But by constant association with the Lord, they become as good as the Lord himself. Sometimes the devotees act more powerfully than the Lord. Of course, that is the Lord's concession. Also used here is the word Bari Manaha, meaning the most worshipful of all. To hear from Krishna is the real pleasure of the senses. Therefore, he is known as Govinda. For by his words, by his teachings, by his instruction, by everything connected with him, he enlivens the senses. Whatever he instructs is from the transcendental platform, and his instructions, being absolute, are not different from him. Hearing from Krishna or his expansion or plenary expansion like Kapila is very pleasing to the senses. Bhagavad Gita can be read or heard many times, but because it gives great pleasure, the more one reads Bhagavad Gita, the more he gets appetite to read and understand it. And each time he gets new enlightenment. That is the nature of the transcendental message. Similarly, we find that the transcendental happiness in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the more we hear and chant the glories of the Lord, the more we become happy. Om Agyana Timirandasya Ananjana Salaka Chakramritam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Monopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamahyam Dadanti Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Padakam Sri Guru Pashamam Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunabitam Tam Sajivam Sadvitam Sabhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagarita Sri Vishakamitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopikanta Radha Kanta Namastute Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Panchakalpa Tarubhyascha Krupa Sindhuvaya Vacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nilachara Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadram Jagannathaya Namah. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for joining today for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Our time is very precious and very special for the devotional service. So today we are joining here to glorify the full subject matter from 25th chapter and the verse number 2. The chapter is the devotional service. Here we see that Muni he is glorifying Supreme Personality of Godhead, his glories, and he is saying that how great Supreme Personality Lord is himself. Now, very beautifully, Prabhupada also in the purport he is describing the glories of the Lord and how to render devotional service and what is the best devotional service basically, and what basically gives the right amount of indriya trupti or sense gratification. What is the right, how to gratify basically our senses more and more. So this is the basically the essence of this verse. And my knowledge in this beautiful chapter is very limited, but we thought of your blessing, and would like to by the subject of my own purification. So here we see there are two important points are there regarding the glorification of the Lord. One is the Samanaha Pumsam. Another one is the Barimnaha Sarva Yoginam. So Srila Prabhupada, when he goes in detail about these two lines, he says that basically is Barimnaha means he is best among the all men. Basically the Purushottam. Krishna is only Bhagavan. We say that Iswara Sakya, that when we go to Brahma Samhita, we see that definition of they are also like about the Satchidananda Vigraha. He is saying that Krishna is the only God. So now Parasara Muni also he describes about who is basically Bhagavan. Now, so here Sonak Muni is saying that Varsamanha Pumsam means that Krishna basically is the best among the all men. That is Purushottam. Then next slide, Sonak Muni is glorifying Lord as Parimnaha Sarva Yogi. Basically, he is the best among the all yogis. And sometimes we get reference of Krishna as Yogeshwar. And in Narayan Purana, other Puranas also, Krishna is described as Yoga Yogeshwar, means he is the god of the great yogis. So we say that in here in the part, it's we can Lord only by devotional service. The meaning of the yoga basically here, when we say Yogeshwar, we need to understand what is basically yoga. The meaning of yoga basically is to make one free from the touches of Maya or Sanjog. So how to in this path is the best? The best. Like suppose I want about myself. So who will know about myself best? I will know myself best. Similarly, if somebody wants to know what like, basically he has to ask him, what do you like to eat, what you don't like. Similarly, how to come close to Krishna, the best person to know is knowledge, and he's the best of the path. Sometimes we see that so many things, but they don't know how to express. Sometimes they don't know what to speak, how to speak, what is the right audience to get the. Now our student, maybe some of our could be double PhD. But when you ask this question to a 6th student, they talk so much, like the small child is confused. A class 6 child, to ask him to understand about how a pendulum functions. Sometimes the double PhD is they are unable to explain him because they try to explain him more. Sometimes they try to explain him. That way we say the right text, right audience, right tone. Only one person is the best, that is Krishna. We see in the war, when the war, the mega going on, that time Krishna advised Arjuna, and Arjuna able to understand. That is why is the man of human life. If we see that there will be philosophy, will be there, certain skills that will be like yoga. So we see the channel rules are in certain era. But Bhagavad Gita, whatever 5,000 years back, and it will be here also. So Krishna is basically he's here. Prabhupada is explaining that Krishna is Purushottam, and later explaining that he is the supreme living entity, applying the necessities of all other living entities. does that mean? In our house, we father, he takes care of all the children. Sometimes realize what are for us. Like we all are at our home, see that a mother is doing anything, and we whatever we need, we go to our mother. But the things are coming, our health issues, wherever we are study, all these things, and for the for that whatever we need, it is all coming from our father. So our father takes care of all our needs. Similarly, Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, he takes care of all the planetary system. Everything about under his supervision. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Lakshana, under my supervision, everything happens his guidance. So no one can ask the Supreme Person. So we see that there is some rich person in the world. Some will be very handsome, some will be very beautiful, some will be having strength, and some will be very witty. But here Muni says that Aksha Samargasha Biryasa Sriyaha Jnana Chaiva Sanam Bhagavan Tingana. That means that Krishna is only one who possesses 6 opulence. No one in this mortal world had all the 6 opulence. Only he is full, all sense, wisdom, all beauty, and having all these 5 things in the fullest, he can renounce everything because he is the topmost yogi. He is a number 1 renunciate. So no one can match to Krishna. So Krishna is Bhagavan and Krishna is Purushottam. He is the best among the men. Now sometimes say that there will be for donations or something, we approach a rich person. Sometimes the doubt comes, like if we are giving something to someone, suppose I have $10,000, if I'm donating $1,000, so my bank balance will be $9,000. But that is not in case of Krishna. Krishna is 100% complete. So in our Isoparishad, it says that Purnasya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. Basically, whatever produced is the complete whole. And that whole is also complete in itself. Because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units are coming out of him, he remains the complete balance. See that when the Srishti is getting created, all these planetary systems are being created from Vishnu himself. But sometimes you see that so many things are getting created, so maybe it's less. No, Vishnu is still complete 100%. Annihilation happens, construction happens, destruction happens. Krishna is still the same. He is always complete. There's no person in this world who can be as complete as Krishna. That's why Krishna is called Purushottam. And in the way we read the purport, Prabhupada here describes, anyone who is associated with Supreme Lord also is a first-class yogi. We see that some kind of siddhis are there. Some of them will be having Anima Siddhi, some of them will be having Laghima Siddhi, kind of siddhis will be there. But Krishna is basically here, Yoga Yogeshwar. He is the master of the all siddhis. Now talking about Krishna is one of the siddhis, we see that in Dwarika, basically Krishna has 16,000 queens. So if we look into how Dwarika was constructed, if we read Krishnamukh, we see that Dwarika was constructed in one day. One day in Krishna, like fed up with Jarasandha's multiple attacks, he thought to take a different path. So he advised Vishwakarma about it. He told that like we need a similar palace in Dwarika, within the sea. So Mathura Vasis, they're sleeping in Mathura at night. Early morning, when they're waking up at Dwarika. And they see that there is a beautiful city built within the ocean with so many gates are all around. Such powerful forces military forces are there. The buildings are so wonderful. They are basically jewel studded. So many nice gardens are there. Everything is constructed within one day. So this is Krishna's opulence. Krishna decides something, manifested. He doesn't have to go for raw material, construction engineers, or all those things. We see when the Srishti is created, his chief engineer is Brahma. What did Krishna told? Brahma basically had 2 syllables, tapa. After that, he meditated. And we see that with Krishna's guidance, the 14 planetary system, and Visarga, all are created. Now here, since we are talking about Kardama Muni and the Sambhada, we see that Kardama Muni, being a yogi, he was staying in a hermit. He was basically staying in an ashram. So later on, what he did? So for Mother Devahuti's pleasure, he created celestial buildings with star-studded jewels, so many beautiful orchards, swimming pools, everything Kardama Muni could create within a blink of an eye. So we see here it says, that's why here Prabhupada is saying that anyone who is accepted with the Supreme Lord is accepted as a first-class yogi, and they are also very, very powerful. Sometimes the devotees are also more powerful than the Lord. So here we see the beautiful picture of Durbasa Muni and Sudarshan Chakra judging him, and he is coming close to Ambarish Maharaj. So we all know this whole story of how Durbasa Muni offended Ambarish Maharaj, and at the end, what Sudarshan Chakra basically Durbasa Muni. So due to some misunderstanding, Durbasa came. He thought he is going to take his morning breakfast after the Ekadasi fast break along with Ambarish Maharaj. But when Durbasa Muni has gone to do his morning chores, the breakfast time was so based on his minister's advice, Ambarish Maharaj took little bit of water to so that his fast is broken, and side by side he is not any so that any grain, so that he is going to honor also Durbasa Muni's first request. And Durbasa Muni is coming, and he is seeing that he is very furious and he is trying to curse. He's trying to curse. That time, the Sudarshan Chakra gets in, he changes basically Durbasa Muni. So Muni basically he ran all. He went to Brahman, went to Sipala. Nobody can food protect. Finally, he went to Vishnu. When he went to Vishnu also, see, I also do anything because I am Paradhin. Ambarish Maharaj is my deity. You have him. So only person who forgive you is my devotee Ambarish Maharaj. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, the 9th canto, very beautifully Krishna says that I am Bhakta Paradhin. I am dependent on my devotees. The same Krishna on whom we all are dependent. All the entities are dependent on Krishna. Mother Earth is dependent on Krishna. The same Krishna is Bhakta Paradhin. I am basically dependent on the will of my devotees. The second one, he says that I am aswatantra. I am not independent. Basically, next one he says, Grasta Hrudaya. Heart is controlled. We see that we all are controlled. Our hearts are is sitting inside. But when Krishna is saying, my heart is my devotees. And he says that I am Bhakta Priya. I am not only dependent on my devotees, so on my devotees. They say that devotees are very Krishna. So how we can understand this? We see that we have grandparents, right? We are very close to our parents, but our grandparents basically love us more than they love to our parents. So they say that sometimes interest is more dear than the principal. Similarly, the devotees are very dear to Krishna. We see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the devotees of Surya is coming, so the disciples of Surya Damodar is coming from Bengal to Jagannath Puri. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes care of them. He is also very, very affectionate towards them because they are disciples of his disciple. The next two lines in this verse, in verse Sonak Muni is saying that Visruto Sruto Devasya. So what does that mean? That even if we multiple times, it is still enchanting. Because Krishna's glories are very to our ear. So there could be some new movie is released, or some new football match is coming, a new World Cup is going on. That has everything has some time frame, like 2 hours, 3 hours we're going to enjoy. But Krishna's stories, if we hear multiple times, it is still attractive towards us. So that's why we see that 60,000 sages were assembled in Namesharanya, leaving their house and ashram, just to listen the glorification of Lord by Sukadev Goswami. Here Sonak Muni is saying that hearing these different types of glories of the Lord, my senses are still not satisfied. My desire is getting more and more to hear these pastimes. So the ultimate goal of human life is self-realization, to get introduced ourselves to us. Basically, they say that Atma Sakshatkar means to understand who am I, what is my relationship with. Those trying to understand that, basically, they are doing the best service to the God human being. So the topmost service is the devotional service, is the Sravanam. So we see in Namisharanya, so many sages are assembled. Basically, they could have other devotional service. All of them, what they did Sravanam only. They left their house and everything, ashram and everything, just to do what? Sravanam. And not doing Sravanam for 2 days. It's not like morning we are going to listening and evening we are going to listen, and whole day we are going something other activities. Our activities will be such a way that our first priority will be it will be helping us to do the devotional service, that is Sravanam. We have to allow time daily to listen, and the effort should be there that early morning we are able to get up. We should do nice work in our job, in our house, thinking in such a way that my work would be such a way I should get this much Lakshmi in such a way, and my association will be with this kind of devotees in such a way that it will help me in doing my Sravanam sadhana. The next line of this verse is Bhuri Tripyanti me ashwaha. Here, Sonaka Muni is saying that my senses are not satisfied. Sometimes, if we want to eat a rasgulla, that time our senses are very strong. Our mouth is our jiva is like ladasa has become so strong. Somebody gives us something else. We don't want that. We want that particular yellow rasgulla. Similarly, here our Sonak Muni is saying that my senses are not satisfied. Why my senses are not satisfied? Because I want to listen more and more about Lord. Krishna's glories, Krishna's fame are so wonderful and so beautiful. All my senses are after my ear that let's listen here. My tongue is saying that no, I don't want to eat anything. They are saying that I don't want to I don't want to do anything. And my hands are saying I don't want to do any work unless here I am not this beautiful Harikatha. So here Prabhupada is saying that happiness will come automatically. Sorrow will come, not like that we'll to temple and tell that, okay, tomorrow give me fever. Tomorrow give me 10,000 rupees and I will get that. It will not automatic. It will not come just like that based on our demand. And it will come automatically. That today's happiness, tomorrow sorrow will come. Instead of what we should pray for that our towards Lord should be always stable. It should be more. So Maharaj Parikshit here is the best example. He could have done something else. He could have done some other devotional service. He could have told to our Sukadev Goswami that there are so many limbs of bhakti. Let's do something else. Instead, what he did Sravanam. He did Sravanam is the best devotional service. If we go to this, our Navadha Bhakti, Sravanam always comes the first. So 60,000 devotees are assembled here in Namisharanya to hear Harikatha. So due to Prabhupada's encouragement, in all temples, we have morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion, and in the evening, we have Bhagavad Gita discussion. So we all should take more advantage of it, and possible, we should read more and more about Harikatha, because that is the only thing which will give us pleasure and which will take us closer to Krishna. So as in this full verse, Sonak Muni is describing that Krishna is the best among the all men. He is basically Varshamanaha Pumsanam, means that he is Purushottam, and he is Yoga Yogeshwar. Basically, he is the god of the great yogis. And next line he says that Visruto Sruto Devashya. Like how many times we hear about Krishna? Till today, Krishna is enchanting. Krishna is beautiful. Krishna is always Nitya Kishore. And his Leelas are till today, Akhanchori, 30 years back, today is very captivating. And then finally, saying, how should we listen? Bhuri tripme aswaha. Our senses are not satisfied till we don't hear it and more. So with this, I'd like to end. Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you so much. Hari.
Thank you very much, Mataji. I'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. And we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Narsingo, Jai Narsingo, Jai Narsingo, Praladesh, Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Brinda, Ugra Veera Mahavisham Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham, Narsingam Bhishanam Badram, Nityamittim Namiham. Narsingh Bhagwan ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas.
Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai,
Jai.
Radha ki Jai,
Jai.
Gaur Bhakta Binda, Hari Hari Bo.
Jai.
Hari Hari.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prem
Prem Sarovar.
Sarovar.
Thank you, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Bol.